He wasn't born a monster. He was once Malcolm Kane, a promising musician with a heart full of dreams. Then came the accident, the chemicals, the searing pain that twisted his humanity into something grotesque. His once handsome face was now a mask of terror. His skin, once smooth and olive-toned, turned pale and leathery, marred by a thick black stripe that ran down his back, a constant reminder of the night everything changed. Gone was Malcolm, the charmer, the friend, the artist. In his place stood Musk, a creature out of a nightmare. His features were stretched and distorted, his eyes burning with an unnatural intensity. A pungent, musky odor clung to him, a biological weapon he never asked for but couldn't escape. The transformation was complete. Malcolm Musk Kane was no more. In his place stood the Black Stripe, a creature forever caught between two worlds. He was a man trapped in a monster's body, forever marked by the tragedy that birthed his powers. The accident that stole Musk's humanity also became his genesis. It gifted him with abilities both wondrous and terrifying. His senses were heightened to an almost unbearable degree. He could see in the dark, hear a whisper from across a crowded street. His sense of smell was his most potent weapon and his heaviest curse, a constant reminder of his grotesque transformation. But the transformation went deeper. His body, once honed for music, was now capable of feats of strength and agility that defied explanation. He could lift incredible weights, scale sheer walls, move with a speed and silence that bordered on the supernatural. These abilities were a double-edged sword. His enhanced senses were a constant assault, the world a cacophony of sights, sounds, and smells. His strength a reminder of the violence he was capable of. He was a creature of contradictions, a monster who sought justice, a weapon forged in the crucible of pain and loss. Despite his monstrous exterior, a shred of Malcolm's humanity remained. He clung to the memory of music, to the love of his friends, to the belief in justice that had always defined him. But the line between justice and vengeance was a thin one, constantly blurred by the rage that simmered within him. He hated what he had become, the monster he saw in the mirror every day, but he hated injustice even more. The criminals he hunted were the embodiment of the darkness he saw in himself, a reflection of the forces that had created him. He struggled with the duality of his nature, the monster he was, and the man he yearned to be. Every night he donned the mantle of the Black Stripe. He walked a tightrope between retribution and damnation. The question was, how long could he walk that line before he fell? The accident wasn't the only tragedy in Musk's life. It was merely the catalyst, the event that set his path in stone. The true genesis of the Black Stripe, the moment Malcolm Kane died and the monster truly awoke, was the night he lost everything. They were called the Jackals, a ruthless gang that ruled the city's underbelly with an iron fist. They were responsible for countless acts of violence, their greed knowing no bounds. But for Musk, they were more than just criminals. They were his personal demons, the embodiment of everything he had come to despise. The Jackals had taken everything from him, his family, his friends, his life as he knew it. He had tried to fight back, to reason with monsters, but his pleas fell on deaf ears. That night, as the flames consumed his world, Malcolm Kane died. From the ashes rose the Black Stripe, fueled by a burning desire for vengeance. News of the Black Stripe's exploits spread like wildfire through the city's underbelly. Whispers of a creature, a demon, a monster with the stench of a skunk and the strength of 10 men. He was a phantom, appearing from the shadows, delivering swift and brutal justice before vanishing just as quickly. Criminals lived in fear of his mark, a single black stripe spray-painted on their doors, a promise of pain and retribution. The police, although bound by law, found themselves strangely conflicted. His methods were brutal, his justice unorthodox, but his targets were undeniable. He became an urban legend, a creature born of the city's darkness, a reflection of their fears and their unspoken desire for vengeance. He was a symbol of hope for the innocent, a harbinger of terror for the guilty. He was the Black Stripe, and he was coming for them.